Hello from the Global Legal Hackathon 2018 Final Round Gala here in New York City. I'm Alex Muncey, and we're on the road with Legal Talk Network. And we're back. Thank you so much for joining us on the road. Today we're here at the Global Legal Hackathon 2018 Final Round Gala. I'm here with Nita Sanger of Wolters Kluwer. She's the new head of innovation and she's one of the judges at today's gala. Thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So, obviously it's a really exciting time. You're obviously quite new in the role. That's what you... And I'd just like to know, just in terms of your outlook for the future, in terms of sort of trends of blockchain and AI, where are you sort of looking over the next sort of year to 18 months? There's been a lot of projects here that are looking at blockchain applications or either for drilling down into machine learning for different processes. And there's sort of these two strands of AI and blockchain that seem to be at a tipping point. Where do you think these
So
things
I
going?
think we are at sort of a very exciting time in the entire business. I think we're at an inflection point. So the two areas that I think you mentioned, both of them are really critical. One is artificial intelligence. And I think things like, natural language processing, machine learning are going to be really critical. And what we're going to need to start doing is to sort of identify what are our customers' pain points where we can then use machine learning and natural language processing. But I think that there's going to be multiple areas where this could be used. And in terms of blockchain, I think it's always very interesting because there's a lot of interest around it, but I think we still need to identify where we could use it. And I think at this point of time where the thinking is that maybe it is smart contracts where you could actually use blockchain. But what we're going to do next is to actually run and sort of experiment around that and sort of work with the client to actually co-create sort of the solution with them. And that's kind of where we're thinking of going.
Yeah, fantastic. That idea of co-creation is also something that's really important and something we're seeing a bit more of a trend of. Allowing the client to sort of almost lead in terms of where new technology should be applied and the manner in which they're applied. That's definitely something we've seen in the Asia Pacific region, in things like in Australia recently with the recent blockchain implementation in the Australian Stock Exchange. And that was very much led from a sophisticated client in-house department.
Right.
So I think that's something that's definitely quite interesting. In terms of what your clients are asking for and the kind of technologies and the expectations that they have are you making moves to essentially raise the profile of technologists in your firm, or how are you looking to sort of meet those increased client demands?
So what's happening is the things that our clients are starting to say is, besides sort of artificial intelligence, they're also looking for like analytics. So Wolters Kluwer has always had a lot of data. Now people are saying, okay, we want more insights when it comes to the data. So how the firm is kind of responding to how Wolters Kluwer is responding to this is what we're going to be doing is bringing a combination of people. So they brought in people like myself who sort of bring the innovative mindset. And we're actually sort of increasing the number of the technology people that we're bringing in. And then as we start moving, and depending on which area, we'll probably bring in more AI experts. So we actually, our GPO organization, which is the Global Platform Organization, is bringing some data scientists on board. And then what we'll do is as we start sort of moving forward on blockchain, we probably bring those in as well. So it's going to start to be a combination of people with that mindset to actually sort of then, and the idea is to actually do quick experiments, so to lean agile experiments, maybe 6 to 8 weeks. So not something that's going to go on for a huge period of time, and then be able to sort of work with the client, say, here's something that we did. Can we test it out? And then keep on iterating to get it closer to where they would like it to be.
Oh, that's interesting. So sort of like a design thinking kind of approach where
absolutely.
You don't have a fully fledged project, but you work and then you go through and get the feedback and build off that.
Absolutely.
That's really interesting. And in terms of some of the teams that you've seen today and then obviously over the last few weeks, and obviously you can't give too much away before the final result, but what's been really exciting and interesting to you?
So actually, if you look at each one of them, I think what's so exciting is that each one of them coming up with such cool ideas. Like I think there's a team from Australia which actually was doing something around, I think it was trying to crowdsource. It was actually connecting clients who had issues and connecting them with students. And think about this. This is addressing both sides where it's actually being able to get the information that they need. And it's also educating clients. So I think overall, all the teams that have been here have been coming up with such great ideas to solve real problems. The team from Hungary, with Wolters Kluwer, has been working very closely with. Theirs is to try to address GDPR, which is now we know is going to be implemented very soon.
Yeah,
and then to be able to address that. So I think and to me, that's what I think was the most exciting piece about the whole hackathon, was that each of the entrants came up with such interesting ideas.
Fantastic. If our listeners would like to get in contact with you or be able to find out a little bit more information, do you have an email address or a Twitter handle or some way they could get in touch with you?
Yes. So what I would suggest is that the person that they could connect within Wolters Kluwer would be Linda Gareb, who's our Director for Marketing and Communications. And her email address would be linda.gareb@wolterskluwer.com.
Fantastic. Well, we've reached the end of the road for today's episode. I want to thank Nita Sanger for joining us today. And I also want to thank our listeners for tuning in. If you've liked what you heard, please find and rate us in Apple Podcasts. And we'll see you next time for another episode of On the Road with Legal Talk Network.
If you'd like more information about what you've heard today, please visit LegalTalkNetwork.com. Subscribe via iTunes and RSS. Find us on Twitter and Facebook. Or download our free Legal Talk Network app in Google Play and iTunes. The views expressed by the participants of this program are their own and do not represent the views of, nor are they endorsed by, Legal Talk Network, its officers, directors, employees, agents, representatives, shareholders, and subsidiaries. None of the content should be considered legal advice. As always, consult a lawyer.